What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my kitchen. We're gonna start this video off with an exercise. I want you to comment down below what your favorite chip is. Some might say Doritos, some might say sour cream and onion, or if you're a psychopath, you might say Bugles. But for real, there's no wrong answer to that question. And my answer to it is Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I don't know what it is about that bright red dust, but if I could cover my girlfriend in it, I'd probably finally propose. I'm kidding, I'm never getting married. But the moral of the story is, I love things that are flamin' hot. Unfortunately, eating those chips doesn't really fit into my diet. But in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to make high protein anabolic macaroni and cheese that is flamin' hot Cheeto flavor inspired. Not only do we get a whopping 100 grams of protein, but this dish is truly unique, and I'm telling you, once you try it once, you're gonna wanna make it again and again and again. And if you want more of my high protein diet friendly recipes, don't forget you can always find my cookbook available at the first link in my description box. Everything you need is right in here, and every time I add a new recipe to the channel, this thing keeps getting bigger. So you get it one time, you get every future recipe I have for free. That's the anabolic gift that keeps on giving. Hit that link down below to check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get this thing going. If y'all are ready to get our epic video underway, then as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah! In order to make this recipe as anabolic as possible, we are gonna be using red lentil pasta. We get 13 grams of protein per serving, and we get 6 grams of fiber, and that's because this was made using beans instead of regular old wheat flour. If you can't find this, you can always use something like a protein plus pasta instead. So what we'll do is bring some water to a boil, make sure we salt it. Then I'm gonna take 112 grams of our pasta, put it down inside, and let it boil for about 7 to 8 minutes. Now we gotta make a thick and creamy cheese sauce, and this might sound crazy, but I'm telling you, once you try this one time, you're gonna realize just how good and easy this is to do. So we start with 448 grams of 2% low-fat cottage cheese. I have a blender right here sitting on a food scale, so I'm gonna weigh this all out and add it right in. Next up, I'm gonna add 60 grams of whole milk. It's a very small amount, so if you switch it out for something like 2%, you're only gonna save a few calories, whereas I think using whole milk makes the whole thing a little more creamier. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh this out. After that, I'm gonna toss in 56 grams of fat-free cheddar cheese. And then to help this thicken up, we're gonna add in 4 grams of cornstarch. And after that, we're gonna add a gram of garlic powder along with a gram of onion powder. And at this point, we have every single ingredient we need for our cheese sauce in here except for one crucial one. And the next ingredient actually is what inspired me to make this recipe. So I was at the grocery store and I found a box of Cheetos Flamin' Hot mac and cheese. And upon checking it out, I discovered something cool. All of the flavor comes from this little seasoning packet. And after doing some math and removing the pasta from the nutrition facts, comparing it to other pasta, and doing the macros on just this packet, I discovered that this thing is only 63 calories with 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of protein, and 7 grams of carbs. So adding this flavor pack into a recipe is actually pretty minor in the grand scheme of things for all the flavor we're gonna get, and it makes this so easy. And keep in mind, this box was only like $1 at my grocery, so I'm not really worried because the pasta is pretty low quality. So for this, I'm willing to spend $1 personally. So all I'm gonna do now is just add this right down in. And if you actually taste this powder, it literally tastes identical to the dust that's on Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I can legit eat the powder by itself. And now that we got everything in here, all we gotta do is blend it on high for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's smooth. And then once we got our Flamin' Hot cheese sauce all whipped up, we're gonna get a medium saucepan, heat it to medium heat, and pour this down inside. And at this point, we're just gonna let it heat up for a couple minutes while we keep stirring it, because the goal here is to let it thicken up and become the perfect consistency for macaroni and cheese. And now that we got this heated up, you'll notice it becomes much more red, and it's actually less thick and more watery than it was when we started, which is totally fine. Now that it's heated, what we wanna do is lower the heat down to a low, and we're gonna let this sit and simmer for about 5 more minutes until it starts to thicken up. Trust me, just be a little patient because it's gonna be worth the wait. Now here we go. After about 5 more minutes, our sauce is thickened up. Now we're just gonna add our noodles. We're gonna go ahead and stir everything together. And then once we have all of our noodles coated in cheese sauce, we're gonna let this sit for a couple more minutes, let it absorb all that sauce. And then after that, we're just gonna plate it up and serve. And there we have it, folks. We now have high protein, anabolic, Flamin' Hot mac and cheese that is not only unique and delicious, but we're also getting a whopping 100 grams of protein in this entire recipe. Now, obviously, mac and cheese is best served warm, so we're gonna go ahead and try this out. But first, if you could, hit that thumbs up button for me, comment down below, helps the algorithm, and hit me with a subscribe if you're not subscribed. Now, let's try this thing out. And before we try this delicious pasta, I gotta let you guys all know that every flavor of Anabar, like the s'mores, like the white chocolate fruity cereal crunch, and the white chocolate cookies and cream are all currently in stock. You guys know how rare that is these days. So if you wanna try the best tasting protein bar on the market, then make sure you head over to finalboxperformance.com, use code RJF10, you're gonna save money, and you're actually gonna be able to order what you want because it's all here for now. So if you're watching this video, one of the first people, and you want Anabar, make sure you go check it out. For everybody that places an order, I appreciate you. I know you're gonna love it. All right, people, here we go. The moment of truth. Let me get in here and get a big bite. Let me get down on the bottom, get a bunch of that sauce. Ooh-wee. You know that's gonna be a banger. 3, 2, 1, let go. Obviously, pasta is pasta, so you kind of know what you're getting with the noodles. Red lentil noodles are a little bit different than regular pasta. That's why I like to cook them a little bit longer just to make sure they're softer. But for all intents and purposes, a noodle is a noodle. What really makes this is that smooth cheese sauce with that Flamin' Hot Cheetos flavor. It's not overwhelmingly hot at all, but if you like Flamin' Hot Cheetos, you like that Flamin' Hot flavor, then I know you're gonna love this. Now in this entire recipe, if you make it exactly how I did it, what you end up with for the whole thing is 986 calories, only 18 grams of fat, 100 grams of protein, 106 grams of carbs with 12 grams of fiber. And here's the thing about those macros and about pasta in general. Anytime you eat pasta, regardless of the type, unless it's like shirataki noodles, it's just going to be higher in carbohydrates and calories in general. You can't avoid that with pasta. So a recipe like this isn't necessarily ideal if you're trying to keep those calories low while eating high volume. That's really not what it's for. But what it is for is when you are trying to eat a lot of protein and you want pasta, you want something a little different. Instead of eating mac and cheese where the same quantity might only get you 15, 20 grams of protein, right here we've shifted that around, we've lowered the fat, and we've ramped up that protein so you get a whopping 100 grams. So whether you're bulking and you're trying to just make sure you get in as much protein as possible while eating good, or you're trying to cut and you want to have some pasta but you don't want to be lacking in protein, that way after you eat the regular mac and cheese you're just guzzling protein shakes, then this is how you want to do it. And if you're not a fan of Flamin' Hot anything, check out my channel because we've made macaroni and cheese a million different ways, all with very high amounts of protein, all with different types of flavors, and all of it fitting right into your diet. And as some of you may know, I'm at the tail end of recovering from mouth surgery, so normally I eat the entire recipe on camera, but right now it's very hard for me to eat quickly with a massive hole in the side of my face. So we're gonna set this down, but I appreciate you guys being patient with my recovery. And you already know, if you're one of the people that have purchased the RJF Anabolic Cookbook with all my recipes in it, then you well know that this thing has been updated and that recipe is now in there. So if you don't wanna have to pull up the video, kind of guess while you're in the store what you need to buy, the quantities and everything, if you got this book in your pocket, it's gonna tell you exactly what you gotta do. Go grab that update, and if you don't have it, maybe check out the link in my description, because if you get it, you're gonna get over 250 pages filled with recipes, and the thing keeps on growing. Appreciate everybody that's giving it a chance. You guys rock. And with that, I am out of here. Appreciate you guys as always. Don't forget the apparel sponsor of the channel, Young LA, just had a new drop with tons of new stuff right now. I got on this graphic tee here. Absolutely love it. Fits in the arms and chest exactly how I want it. A little looser down bottom. And then these polar fleece shorts are by far the comfiest shorts I own. Literally, the material is incredible. Got pockets for everything you'd ever need. So I urge you guys to check them out. Head over to youngla.com. Use my code RJF. You're gonna save money. You're gonna support the channel, and I know you're gonna love what you get. I guarantee it. Smash that thumbs up button. Comment anything down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. Wham, bam, bam, baby. We gone.